Hi, everybody. Glad to see you on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. I want to introduce to you the wonderful Melody Ryba. She is one of the company's Black Diamonds. We're blessed to have two Black Diamonds on this call with us today. Melody Ryba has been at the top of the leaderboard earnings since January of this year, and continues to pursue her dream and help others pursue theirs. So with that information, I want to pass it off to Melody. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Doug. I really appreciate those kind words. Today, as you guys all know, Thursdays are one of my favorite days. Not only do we get to have our team call and get together and be able to connect with one another, but the more important thing is that you guys get to connect with each other. I think I'm going to have to mute somebody here. I'm getting a feedback a little bit. There you go. Thank you, Scott. So it's for you guys to be able to connect to each other. To be that support for one another. We do have a great community of support within our family here at Inspiration Nation. I am very, very blessed to be able to have people that I love to spend my time with every single day, and be able to see people like Scott Kloster be able to have the success that he has, and Doug, and even Susan right now is starting to kind of get it. So I'm really, really super excited. We've got so many great family members. I'm not intentionally leaving anybody out. I'm just seeing the faces here and going, oh my gosh, this is the best family with unlimited profits, and I truly, truly believe that. The purpose for our team calls is really to kind of keep everybody going in the right direction, to try to offer you some things that I see that might be challenges for the most part for some people during the week. And so today I am going to, our call is about walking the walk or talking the talk. Now, we all come across people in life that, there are different types of people, and we can either identify ourselves as one of these people, or we can identify some of the people that we share with each and every day as one of these people, and be able to understand how to identify them and how to work with them. Who do we spend our time with? And I know I struggled with this in the beginning. So that's why I'm sharing this with you today. One of the types of people is that person you share with. They come on board and they say, oh man, I'm going to build this business so fast, you better get ready, right? And because they set up those expectations so highly, even if they do just a little bit, which most of the time they don't do a lot, it's such a letdown. And it kind of gets to where it can discourage us. There is also the type of person that every time they attend a live event, they're all jacked up, they're all excited, and, for maybe 2 or 3 days, 2 weeks tops, and then they fall out of sight, and then they wonder why nobody will join them in their venture. And then there is a type of person that says, you know what, my why is so strong that, but they don't let that drive them into action. They don't let that drive them to the success that they're looking for so they can achieve their why. There are people that just are playing comfortable in life. They're not willing to put any effort or very, very little effort into changing their lives and the lives of their loved ones. So, I know you guys are probably nodding your heads going, yeah, right? We come across all of these people. But then you've got people that even if it's just a little bit each and every day, they're moving forward. They're working on themselves every day. They're building steadily, humbly, and consistently. And that's all that we can hope for ourselves, for one another. I mean, if we're not going to jump in full force, both feet, and drench ourselves, at least be moving forward each and every day. And I understand we all have different responsibilities. Some of us still have JOBs. So I understand that, the time limitation. But we must make sure that we're spending the little time we have to be as productive as we can be, like Robert calls it, diamond-making activities, and out there building those relationships. But definitely ask yourself, if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, or if you're brand new with us, I know we have some brand new people with us, think about the relationships that you're out there building, because this is about learning how to build new relationships. But we need to be doing it genuinely from our heart and getting to know people because we genuinely care, not because we're just trying to get them into something that's going to benefit us. Not seeing them as a credit card. I know I've said that before, but it's so important not to be a salesperson and to learn how to do this and just be genuine, like Robert, and be helpful, be out there just helping people, like Robert says. So I'm going to play a little clip from Robert, and many of you, I hope you have seen this before, and I've seen it several times, but each and every time it means something, and I think it's going to speak to you today. So I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen here, and okay, let me share my screen here. Oops, and play this for you, and hopefully you'll be able to see and hear this. And we're just going to listen to what Robert has to say about how to do diamond making activities and how to get the results that we are looking for.
And you got to learn to edify. You got to learn to edify and promote someone other than you. It's key. I don't know why, again, people want to change this. I'm telling you how to be successful, but people want to change it. They want to stop the progress. They want to stop the progress. I want to understand the compensation plan. I want to understand the products. I want to understand the science behind the products. I want to understand about the compensation plan. I want to understand about the security of the back office. I want to know the owners. And see, they want to know everything because they were brought up in an environment that they want to try to handle those questions in the field. And some of you right now that are not succeeding in your business, what you're doing is you're trying to be the deal. You're trying to be the deal. Well, your checks say that you shouldn't be the deal. So the reason we wanted to do this video for number 2, I wanted to, is I need you to understand, for those of you that need money right now, you need money like yesterday. If you do and you need it and you want it, then you want to do the thing that I did. I said to my mentor, listen, only tell me what I need to do, what I need to master, so I can make $3,800 in the next 2 weeks so I don't get kicked out of my apartment and lose my car. And it always comes down to this, and everyone knows that it comes down to this. You got to make the decision that you're going to go bananas and you're going to go crazy putting as many people as you can and fast as you can in front of whatever the person that's documented tells you to put them in front of. Because it works every single time. What a lot of people do that struggle is they try it. You even hear it, well, I think I'll try this a little bit. Well, why would you want to try it? You want to do it. And you want to do it fast. You want to treat it like a full-time job with overtime. Regardless of the job that you have, I can share with you, and I will in another video, exactly how to make time never, never, never an excuse again. Never. 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 Right now I make over $400 an hour, 24 hours a day. See, you would like to say that, but you can't find time for it. How can you not find time to make your life better? Say I messed up and went there anyway. Okay, so going back to the formula again, the plan. So I told you that I went out and talked to everybody. Watch this, how this can work with everybody. I walked out to people face to face, got good enough where I could even go to like food marts, and I would go from 11:30 to 1:30. I got so good that I could get 70 names in an hour. Sorry, 70 names in 2 hours. So I'd go out from 11:30 to 1:30 during lunch hours, and I would find the busiest places that I could where everyone was eating lunch. And this is what I'd say. I got confident enough where I could walk into groups of people. And while I was watching the group of people, I'd see that one person was usually the leader, the person that was making the most noise and talking the most. And I would walk up to them, just get not in their face, just so they got my attention. And I'd say, excuse me. And they'd say, yeah. I said, could you help me with something? Yeah, what's up? Right now our company is looking for people that need to make extra money. Do you know of anyone like that? We're running ads. We're doing all kinds of things to find super quality people, and it's not working. Do you know of anyone? What is this? Why are you interested? Well, it depends on what it is. Listen, can I get your name and number? Today, if I did it, I would be doing it on my phone. You know, can I get your number and I'll just text you over a link that you can watch at your own time? You know, it's done by this guy named Robert Hollis. You can do it with whatever company you are. I got this person. He's really successful. He can handle all your questions and everything. I want you to watch this video. It's short. And if it sounds good to you, which I know that it will, then you're going to feel comfortable referring me to people. See, I'm constantly always taking it away from them. So when people always ask me, well, what if they say this? What if they say that? What if they say this? What if they say that? Well, first of all, that's fear, false evidence.
It froze, Melody. Melody.
And fear, the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. Take over, Scott.
Take over here. I was going to go ahead and kind of say a quote to add to Melody's working. Walk the walk. Hold on one second. It's pretty simple, but I saw it and it was pretty good. Hold on one second. It says, nothing will work unless you do. That's by Myra Angelou. And, you know, it's so true, too. If, you know, nothing's going to work unless you go out there and work, and that's what's going to get you to succeeding. So, I mean, I had a little quote that Melody did want to go ahead and share with. I don't know what happened to her recording there. Did you try to text her, Doug? Hold on one second. Did you try texting her?
I will.
So,
Scott, just like Melody, is one of our black diamonds. Melody and Scott both try to help you reach your dreams while they're reaching theirs as well. So if you have any questions, raise your hand and Scott will answer them.
does anybody have any type of questions? Buddy?
Oh.
Hey, Susan, how you doing?
Hey, I don't have a question,
Sure.
but I really liked that. I don't know if it's a quote, something that Robert just said. How can you not find time to make your
I go, listen, you know, can I help you? I always love that when you're calling businesses. Can I help you? Hey, listen, can I talk to the manager? I'm sorry right now. Can I take a message? Listen, I'm the busiest places that I can. How long have you been doing that?
Melody.
Yeah.
We're seeing you right now?
It quit playing. Well, I think you guys got the gist of that, right? That was the most of what I wanted you to see. So let me come back to you here. I don't need to share my screen anymore. You guys understand what I wanted you to get here is, let me stop sharing my screen. It won't let me stop. Are you still seeing me? I'm seeing me.
No, we're seeing you and we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I want you guys to understand is, like Robert did this old school, yeah, face-to-face, but this is so perfect for Facebook. This is so perfect for when you're building rapport with people online. And really, like he said, keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Sharing your blog page with people. That's the best way to be able to open the door to what you want to share with people, who you're all about. That inspiration and motivation you're sharing with them from your blog page, that's what you want to do, to be able to get them in front of the information. But don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to find out where they're dissatisfied in life. How many people, I can see several of you here, and I know there's some of you watching, but how many of you let your fears get in the way when you think, well, they're going to ask me what this is all about, and then you go and you just either stop talking to them or you just verbally vomit all over them so they can make an opinion about what you're sharing with them. How many of us are guilty of doing that? Of course, I did that. I know Scott did that. We used to do that all the time. It was before we knew any better. But I'll tell you, the more people you talk to, the better results you're going to get. The sharper your skills are going to become. You're going to find out what works and what doesn't. If you're not talking to anybody and you're letting that fear get in the way, what if they ask me a question? Then that's going to hold you back from achieving the success that you want, that you're looking for. So always, 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 guys, never be the deal. Always point to somebody else. I always point to Robert. I always tell my story. In fact, I want to share with you guys a message that I just recently had with somebody on Facebook. And I want you guys to understand how simple this can be. I hadn't talked to this gentleman, we chatted a little bit in February. And he messaged me, said he wished I was having a good day, and I said, I am, thanks. But then, I found out that, he's friends with Robert, and I flat out asked him if he was, Doug, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. I flat out asked him if he was taking advantage of Robert's mentorship program. And he said, yeah, I've heard of it, but no, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, really? Why not? He said, I never thought it was that important. So I shared my story with him. He asked me, he says, well, what are you doing with it? What kind of success are you having? And I told him, I said, it really isn't about my success. It's about what Robert is teaching people to do. It's about Robert's success. But then he thought I was avoiding his questions. So I just shared with him my video. And he's like, well, when did you start? January 2015. And I shared with him my video. He wrote me back and he said, I'm all in. Now, what if we shared just anybody's video and they saw what the changes are in other people's lives? What if we're just not telling enough people? What if we're just saying too much? I know we have these conversations every day about how much do we say, but I know several people aren't saying anything. That's why they're not getting results. I understand we have to work on us. But as you're working on you, just start doing the activity. Nobody is going to know if you don't start talking to them. So, Scott, do you want to add anything to that?
I kind of added it when you went away.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed it, but I'm sure it was very valuable. So I want to thank you for that.
Melody.
Yeah.
Scott was answering a question. He was in the middle of it when you came back on for Susan.
Yeah, Susan wanted to say something, I think. Go ahead, Susan.
Oh, can you hear me?
Hi, Sue.
Hey, it wasn't a question. I was just going to say that I really, in that video, one thing that I really liked was how can you not find time to make your life better, which was really good for me. And I loved the video. I've seen it before several times, but it hits home.
Right, and that's why I was saying, you know, that's part of our pro mentorship. That's day 2, guys. I know you guys have had to have seen it. If you haven't, you're handicapping yourself. If you haven't gone through all of that training, you are handicapping yourself. By a show of hands, just by the people on here, how many people are going through it and they found something valuable? Right. Life-changing information here. And if we apply that, it's only going to change our lives, help us achieve our whys. Everybody has a why, right? Everybody's written their why down. Hey, buddy, you and I are going to talk with Scott in a little bit. We're going to do your game plan and get your why written down. But everybody else on here should have their why. And let that drive you. You have to let it drive you. But like Robert says, keeping it as simple as possible. And that's really all there is. And I know we're running out of time here. Does anybody else have a question or anything that they'd like to interject at this time? No?
Not everybody at once now.
I know, we got shy mongers here.
I just want to thank you, Melody, for taking the time every week to put together a new subject for Team Inspiration Nation, and really appreciate all the help that you do for me and my team. And thank you also, Scott, for showing up all the time.
No problem.
Thank you, Doug. You know, and you guys have to understand, we're not doing these calls for ourselves. We're doing these. Scott and I made a commitment. When we were able to do this full time, we made a commitment to our team, to our family, to you guys, to be available for you guys all the time. So if you're not using us to help you build, then you know, you need to do that. Let us do that for you, like Robert and Junior did that for us. Let us help you, and then get you plugged into Robert and them. Okay, Scott, thank you so much. It's good seeing you. I know Scott's son has a basketball game. Great to have you here. You know, and I really want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking your time out to be part of these team calls. And if you've ever missed them, if you're brand new and you haven't been on the ones before, you can go to my YouTube channel. They're all there. And find what.
Melanie, you have a quick question.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jaime.
Oh.
Jaime, you're going to have to unmute yourself, sweetie.
Sorry, I muted him when he was had feedback. Sorry, Jaime. Unmute yourself again, Jaime.
Jaime, you're going to have to unmute yourself.
My bad.
Scott's too quick to the draw. He's still talking away. What a sweetheart. Thank you, Doug.
Now he's having trouble unmuting himself.
Yeah, I can't. Okay.
Oh, okay, there I go. Okay, I modify both of you guys all the time, but I think I talked a little too much, and I got to stop doing that. That's one key point for a lot of people. I want them to understand that the less you talk, the more results you're going to get. And I think that's my problem when I'm talking to.
I agree, Jaime. Because I've shared with you, I did the same exact thing. And if you're telling somebody, when you're sharing the opportunity here with Unlimited Profits with anybody, if you give them enough information to form an opinion, you've said too much. Because now they can form an opinion and say, well, I'm not interested. And you never gave them a chance to hear from an expert, to see one of our videos that's going to explain it a whole lot better than you and I. And that's where it becomes really important for you guys to be plugging into putting people in, our live overview every Tuesday with Robert Hollis Jr. He does a spectacular job of giving all of the pertinent information so somebody can make an educated decision for themselves and for their family. That's what's important. It's not about, trying to explain what it is and all of this stuff. It's not about that. It's about putting them in front of an effective presentation. So, that's basically what it's all about. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you, Jaime. Very good point.
Hi, Melody. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate you and Scott. And I hope one day that I can, be half as good of a leader as you and Scott are.
Well, thank you very much, Susan. I love you. You know how I feel about you. And it's just about working on ourselves every single day. And everybody can get the same results. In fact, you could probably get them a lot faster than me. I had a lot of work to do on myself. I promise you. And I'll tell you, in fact, you know what, Scott, we didn't plan this, but I want you guys to understand how much work I had to do on myself. Okay, Scott, what did I say to you yesterday before the live Q&A?
How much anxiety you had or something? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And how nervous that you get even before you get on these things?
Right. I get so much anxiety for having to be here, guys, that I have to push myself to do this. Hey, if somebody said, hey, nobody showed up on the team call one week, I'd be, yay, I can just hang up right now. I don't have to do this. But you know what? I know it helps me. And I know sharing what I've gone through, what Scott's gone through, some of our growing pains with you guys. So maybe you don't have to go through those things. And I've said this, I've shared this before, but I remember as a kid my mom saying, Melody, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. And I remember thinking, well, I want to make my own mistakes. I want to learn from my own mistakes. And now I know, now that I'm an adult, how foolish that was. But that's how Scott and I feel. That's how Robert feels. Robert's gone through all of these things. He's experienced everything somebody can experience to get to the level of success that he's gotten to. So sharing that with us can hopefully keep us from making some of those mistakes. Are we going to make mistakes? Of course. But we don't have to make all of them. We don't. We don't have to have all of those growing pains. But, when I talk about growing pains, it's about getting out of our comfort zone, doing the things that we need to do to change the lifestyle that we have. And if you're not willing to do that, you're really not in the right place. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. Karen, BJ, do you have anything to say? You're waving your finger there.
I do. I'm a good waver. I do. I've been in network marketing for over 40 years. I come from the same background that Robert has. I'm old school. I hit the street corners. I knocked door to door. I held meetings in the back of my vehicle in parking lots in the mall. I did all of the labor and the hard work. And you develop habits over the years. Some of them aren't good habits. Some of them are kind of stupid, and some of them are kind of lazy habits. And, you know, I come from the old Zig Ziglar background, and he's, you know, he's such a wonderful man. However, here's what I like about Robert and what he teaches. It's simple, and you just take away all the bad stuff that you've learned and all the bad habits that you've developed, and just say out there, who do you know that wants to make a little extra money? That's simple, and yet we make it so hard. So just as Melody says, I've only been around a couple of weeks, but as Melody has probably said 10 times, dumb it down. Just ask, who do you know wants to make a little money? It's that simple. So don't try and make it more complicated than it really is. And then you hand off the buck, you know, and just say, here, I know somebody who can help you. So I get it, and I've always got it, but it's breaking those bad habits that I've developed over the years, and that takes some doing. You know, like you get into a conversation and you start talking to people and you're asking them, you know, why is it that is this good for you? You know, I have to stop because I'm getting too deep and I shouldn't get that deep. So, because I have to do that with my other company. You know, that's what I have to focus on to get those leads. Here, that's the beauty of this. Well, let me show you somebody who can tell you a whole lot more than I can. And boom, that's it. That's where you go. So for me, my challenge is dumb it down.
Well, and I agree with you 100%. You know, Robert, pointing to Robert, you know, I just wake up in the morning, and this is what I'm going to share this, and I've never said this to anybody, so I'm going to be a little embarrassed to say this. I think, okay, I'm just going to be like Vanna White and point to Robert, right? I'm just going to point to Robert all day long, point to unlimited profits, point to success stories, and just present them the best way that I can, saying as little as possible. And that's the best thing we can all do. So thank you so much, BJ, for sharing that. Very, very critical and in success here with unlimited profits. Scott, I'm going to pass it back to you. Do you have any quotes or anything that you'd like to close this call with?
I can look for another quote. Great topic. I want to go ahead and say thank you, Melody Riva, for always doing these on Thursday. I was actually taking some notes too, so I learned to walk the walk. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed that one. But hold on one second while I get a quote. But don't forget about tonight's pro show, guys, 6 p.m. Pacific. You know, Robert's going to be on there. He hasn't done it for like over a month now, so you guys want to go ahead and make sure that you guys get on that. And you guys know where to find the link in your back office. Hold on. Quotes. I'm still kind of looking for another quote.
It's okay, Scott. You don't have to do that. I know you're struggling with your site there. You know, I just want to tell you guys, you know, just keep in mind the different types of people and identify who you are. Are you the person that's walking the walk, or are you talking the talk and not doing any walking? And who are you talking to? Who are you sharing with? And if you've got people that are out there and they're just saying, well, I know my network is huge and I know all these people and I'm going to share this with all these people, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't say, okay, well, I'm going to spend all my time working with this one person because you think you're going to get something big there. They know a lot of people. Oftentimes, they're all talk. So, like Robert Hollis Jr. just said the other night, work where you're, don't work where you're needed, work where you're deserved. And each and every one of us, of you, deserve our time. And Scott and I are here to work with you every single day. However, you know that we're not going to be calling you. We're not going to be texting you. But if you need us, we're not going to be holding you accountable. We're going to say, we are here for you. call us and say, I need you to talk to this person for us. I need help with this. And we're going to point to you the video that's going to help you. Go ahead, Scott.
I said like Vanna White, point.
Yeah, like Vanna White. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah.
That was fabulous. That was fabulous.
Okay, guys. Well, I thank each and every one of you for your time today. Don't forget the Pro Show is going to be absolutely fabulous tonight with Robert Hollis. And keep in touch. You know where to find me. And I'll see you when I see you.